the Success Story Show. Today I have a special guest. It's a person that is beautiful inside and outside. Let me introduce you, Commissioner Jacqueline Guzman, Commissioner of the City of Sunrise. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here today. I know that you have been doing shows with Angela, and also I see that you're very involved in the community. So we decided to invite you to be our special guest today in our show, Success Stories, because we really want to learn more about your success. We want to know about your story, but also want to know what happened behind that success, because I'm sure that you have some failures in your life. But I'm going to start asking you to give us more information and learn more about your background and how come you decided to become a commissioner, run for office and everything.
Sure. So thank you for having me. And that's a great question. So believe it or not, my background is really in healthcare. I went to school for medical assisting, and for many years I worked in administrative positions, hospitals, nursing school, the cardiology offices, and never in my young age would I have thought I'd be in politics now. But the one thing I'm not surprised about is I'm very community focused. I always love helping people. So over a 10-year window prior to being elected, with my children, we would volunteer at some organizations in Broward County, Hands on Broward, Habitat for Humanity, Ronald McDonald House. There were so many things that we were engaged in as a family. And then I myself had 2 heart attacks, and so I got involved with the American Heart Association, and I was a volunteer spokesperson. So all of this combined during that time was just me serving the community the only way that I knew how. So when the opportunity presented itself to run for office, I'd already been engaged in the community, so it was easy for me to just fall right into it.
So that is the next question that is very related with what you just said. Was there a particular moment or maybe person in your life that shaped your path towards leadership, like you decided in that moment to run for, become a politic?
Sure. So in the city of Sunrise, I was a recipient of many of the programs I offer to families, such as myself being a single mom of 3 kids. I also received services for Thanksgiving, Christmas, even the sports program that we offer. I was able to get the help I needed to give my kids these opportunities. And so throughout that time of seeing what was in the city and just learning more about it, I did get connected with the Parent Leadership Training Institute that the city was also offering.
I have no clue about all these programs
yeah.
in the city. Wow.
It was with Family Central, and I decided to take up on that program. And that was a leadership program that kind of helped me to see or find my voice. It's always there. I just didn't know how to polish it to really help those that could use it. And so over those weeks that I was in that program, one of the leaders had made a comment saying she had seen me at, the dais up there as in the commission. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you crazy? Like, no. And then sure enough, not even a few weeks later, someone else invited me over for a discussion and informed me that there was a seat that was going to be open, and they were encouraging me to run for that seat.
Wow.
That was a Friday night, and that Monday morning I walked into City Hall and I pulled a packet to run.
Oh wow, so you said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Mhm.
Oh wow,
I
that's
did.
amazing.
I didn't know if I was qualified, really. I'm like, well, what do you need to do? And they're like, you're already doing it. You're already involved in the community. And I'm like, okay, why not?
And then
So-
that is how you started, and you started running and competing with others.
It wasn't easy because it was during the pandemic. So when I filed to run, not even 2 or 3 weeks later is when the whole world shut down during the pandemic.
Yeah, that was a terrible time.
So I didn't know anything about politics. I didn't know who was the people running the game and who to reach out to, but I had a solid family or a team of families that were in the city that they were my go-to people to have the support and to spread the word, and it was a success. I made the most votes in the history of Sunrise at the time, being the first Hispanic woman, so I'm so proud and honored to have won that race.
That's amazing. And also the fact that the pandemic, basically you were not be able to be in contact with people. So
No.
everything it was through social media.
Exactly. So one thing about politics is knocking on the doors and being in front of people,
Exactly.
shaking hands and kissing babies is what
Yes.
they say. But me personally, I love social media. I love to tell stories and post and content and videos. I even do graphic designs, like just my own stuff. So it was easy for me to use my skills and transfer it to campaigning. And so we brought the entire campaign online through newsletters, social media, and it worked. It really did.
What was the main message of the campaign? So why people was deciding, okay, I'm gonna vote for commission for?
I believe because I was relatable. I wasn't someone that just was looking for a stepping stone and wanted to be in politics or wanted to have that title. I think I was able to connect to the people because the majority of our community is facing a lot of hard times. And I've been one of those that I still struggle. You know, it's not easy. But so I think people were able to relate to me. One, being a woman, Hispanic. I also have 2 sons that are half black. So having a blended family, I was able to reach every different part of our city and our community. It's very diverse.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
you had actually the support from different
I
background
did.
communities,
I
right?
did.
That's amazing.
It is.
And talking about the city, the campaign, you mentioned already that you did it during the pandemic.
Yes.
So probably that was one of the challenges. Any other challenge that you faced during your campaign?
You know what I did? The challenge was getting the support from those political people and political organizations because, you know, a lot of times they're respected when running for government or office, and being new politically, it was difficult to get those people to see me and want to support me. But it was fine because honestly, the only people I really needed the support from was the community, the people.
Exactly.
And they knew me because I was involved for so long as a coach, PTA president at West Pine Middle School, my children playing sports. So I had already been connected in different parts in many ways that.
So they knew you. That's
Yeah,
important.
it was easy.
And what you say is very important because sometimes you run for office or for any other position, but nobody knows you.
Yeah.
And then you start, investing a lot of money in advertising and all that, but
Yes.
you don't really have the personal touch. So in your
Mhm.
case, that was the key success.
I think that's the main thing is many people come out of the woodworks and they're like, who are you? But they want to see you doing the work. They want to get to know you personally and see your commitment and dedication long term, not just for the title.
Talking about the city, what do you think sets Sunrise apart from other cities, especially in South Florida?
So, wow, there's so many things I can say. I always say how I think our city is the best city. The programs we offer our families, the opportunities we have for our small businesses, whether it's big corporations or small corporate or businesses, there's so many. The city just has so many homes for everybody. As far as we have Sawgrass Mills Mall, we have the arena. We do everything in the city. So I can go on and on about.
And you mentioned also about the programs. A lot of people don't even know about all the programs that the city has available for the
Yes.
residents.
Mhm.
How they can find information? They go to the website. Where is the best place that you will advise people to visit
I
to
would
learn
say
more about programs?
the website, but then also our social media pages. Anytime there's a new program they're offering, or whether it's for businesses or residents, everything's shared and posted. So you want to be able to find the information live.
So Commissioner Guzman, what does success means to you?
What does success mean to me? Being a mom of 3, knowing that my children can look up to me and know that I've been working hard, and everything that I have or we have is because I've worked very hard for it and still doing that. I still have more aspirations, so I don't even say that I'm successful. I just feel like I'm doing the work, and knowing that the people are happy with me, that right there is validation at the moment.
Well, the fact that you decided to run for commissioner and then you were one of the ones that had more votes, like you mentioned before, is already, success.
Sure.
The fact that you are a commissioner now is already success. But what happened before? What failures you had in your life? Maybe some sad situations that you have to
Sure.
go through or challenges that you have in the past?
Sure. So I guess I can go back to being in my childhood. Obviously, seeing my parents get divorced, being one of four sisters, we all took it differently. I was very close to my mom, so I was more on her side, and I think I was a little angry with my dad and how he may have handled things. Fast forward, we have a great relationship, so if he sees this, I love you. But at the time, it was challenging. And then finishing high school, I was engaged. Then seeing some of the traits that he displayed, that my father displayed toward my mom, I was not going to tolerate it, knowing that my mom did for so long. So a lot of these things kind of shaped the beginning adulthood for me. And then I got pregnant with my older son unexpectedly. It's not the ideal way to be a single mom, but I took it with pride, and he's going to be 18 this year.
Wow.
And he's amazing. I love him, and I couldn't see it any other way. But over those years in my 20s and 30s, just life happens, whether it's me not finishing school for my bachelor's because I got pregnant and got distracted and work. That's one goal that I've always wanted to do, and I just been so busy with life that every time I try, it just doesn't happen. And then I had 2 heart attacks. I've had numerous surgeries, a lot of health situations.
How come you have heart attacks? You're so young.
I know, at the age of 30. They said it was stress related, but I woke up one morning with jaw and neck pain, and I felt everything in the books, and they found a 99% blockage in my heart. So it's a miracle to be here. It really is.
Wow, this is amazing. I mean, I never heard. Well, probably it's not like you hear often that somebody that is young is having heart attacks, and 2, not even 1, 2.
A week apart. Yes.
A week
The first was a silent heart attack. I was leaving the gym. I felt pain or soreness in my arms, but I thought it was from working out. And then literally that following Friday is when I felt all the symptoms. It's just a miracle. It really is.
What advice you can give people about, the health, like how
to
they can
listen
prevent
to listen to your body, and not think that you're indestructible, because at the time I was 30, I was going to the gym, I was very active, I was working a lot, which I believe that's where the stress came in. But it's really just taking the time and getting the doctors to do a cardiac checkup on you. Even if you have history or not in your family, I highly recommend getting that done at least once or twice.
That's a very important point. We just don't think that we have anything
To advocate for yourself.
Happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Going back to the commissioner role that you have now, so far, what is the accomplishments that you can be proud of so far?
Oh
as a
wow,
commissioner?
there's so many accomplishments.
Because I see you active in the community. Everywhere you are everywhere. Every time that I see Facebook, you are here, you are there.
Yeah.
In a lot of activities, involved in a lot of
you.
activities. So,
Thank you.
but
I
tell us
enjoy
about
it.
more that.
I thrive off of that. But so when I was elected and I had the meeting with our city manager to introduce myself and to kind of go over some things I'd like to see or get done during the time that I was in office. And on that list was being a healthcare professional and having a population of about 100,000, plus being a tourist attraction. We don't have a hospital, or we didn't have a hospital in our city. We have to go to surrounding cities. And so I mentioned that I wanted to support this moving forward. And sure enough, we not only have 1 hospital coming, we have 3 that are currently in the construction process now, which is Broward Health combined with Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital for an emergency department. And then we have Baptist Health, which is going to be a full hospital, the only hospital in Broward County. So that's pretty big for our community.
Yes.
So I'm glad to be on the commission supporting that during my time I've been here. Additionally, being a mom of 3, when they're in middle school and high school, there's really nowhere to go after school. So having more programs available for the teens I thought was important. And so after some time in collaboration, we now have a teen center with Boys and Girls Club. So that was a big win for us as a city. There's so much more to say, but one more thing I'll mention that I thought was a big win for me. Again, being the mom of 2 Black children, Puerto Rican and mixed. Juneteenth obviously is a big deal. And so for years, our city didn't recognize that as a holiday or a paid holiday, if you will. And so I was able to put forward celebrating Juneteenth for our staff. And so now this past year was the first year we recognized it.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wow.
that's really important for the community.
That's awesome, amazing. And for some people that don't really understand too much about the role of a commissioner, what a commissioner does.
Oh, wow. So it's really policy making in the city, whether it's what's going to be developed, if it's going to be residential, commercial, what does that look like? Are we going to have 10-story high buildings, or are we going to limit it to 8? Really just setting the tone of what the community is going to look like. Also, the businesses, what kind of businesses? Do we want to have a bunch of nightclubs? Do we want to have, it's really just setting the bar on what the community is going to want to see. Taxes, if there's a pothole, who's going to be fixing the pothole? There's so many policy making that happens.
And are the commissioners representing specific sectors of the city, or and based on what you decide how many commissioners are going to be part of the city?
So with our city, many others have districts. We don't have districts. So we're at large. So each individually, the mayor and the 4 commissioners, we serve the community at whole. And that could be whether a resident reaches out to you, or a business reaches out to you, or anyone. They can reach any of us, or one of us, or all of us. So there's no districts in our community.
Okay, that's interesting. It's not like the senators that they represent a specific
Certain districts.
Moving forward, now we want to learn more about you and your personal life. So let's start with the routine. What is your daily routine?
My daily routine is getting up, taking my kids to school, dropping them off.
What time you get up?
I want to say about 6. Sometimes I'll get up earlier. I may just lay in bed. I'll hear the kids, causing some ruckus, but they're pretty independent, so they get up and do what they have to do when it's time for us all to leave.
How old is the youngest one?
So he's 10.
10.
My daughter is 15, and my older son
I
is
met
17.
your daughter. She's so cute.
She's a
And
sweetheart.
she knows what she wants to study.
Yes.
She already has everything.
She's like the model student. I love her.
Okay, well, definitely you don't need to worry about too many details in the morning with the kids because they
Sure.
are already.
So when I drop them off to school,
Independence.
then I either go to City Hall, work on some emails. I'm able to flex to where I can be at home and make phone calls or Zooms. I also now a small business owner, so
Really? Tell us
I
about your
do-
business.
Yeah,
Okay, we
so
wanna learn about
it's JG Professional Services, and I do social media managing. So I have a few cities that I've been working with, other elected officials, even candidates who have run for office that I help with their communications, social media, getting them started, newsletters, anything, and even the graphic design. So I
Okay.
kind of do all of that.
That's kind of important, especially in the digital era that we're living now.
Yes,
You definitely need to have a social media account.
sure.
You need to fit, with content and important
Mhm.
content. So talking about that, since you mentioned that you started with this business,
Yeah.
what are the elements that you will recommend people to include in a publication for social media? So how you can get people's attention every time you publish something in social media?
So for me, I focus more on like the political side. So obviously knowing your community, knowing your base, who are you targeting? Whether it's a youth, whether it's older, and then a short, sweet, eye-catching or even a word-catching phrase to kind of get the attention, whether it's a quick picture or like a 20-second video clip. The attention span of most of us scrolling, you got to get right on it. So I think that's important.
And another thing that I can mention here is that you already have a specific niche.
Mhm.
Because a lot of companies are doing social media management, but they want to compete each other without focusing on a specific target audience. You mentioned that you want to do more like in the politics arena,
Yeah.
which is very important, and the content is going to be different as well. So you
Agreed.
need to be cautious about the content that you're going to put in that.
And that's what makes me unique, is because I am an elected official. I know what needs to be out there, what to be a little careful, what to say, what not to say. And every little thing can be dissected and twisted. So it's
Absolutely.
important to be very direct with your messaging. So for me, I'm able to help other electeds to do that.
That's amazing. So congratulations with
Thank
the new
you.
business. we wish you the best.
Thank you.
And a lot of success on that, right? Okay, so you told us about your routine, what you do every day. What about your health? Because you mentioned about the 2 heart attacks. So what are you
Yeah.
doing after that?
So, my cardiologist will be very upset with me. Because there's preventative medicine out there for to prevent having another heart attack, and that could be preventing the plaque buildup in your arteries, which is medication. For me, it's difficult to take medication because I had seen my mom take medication for many, many, many years for 2 brain tumors that she had.
Wow.
And those medications over the past 15, 25 years have caused other things in her health to happen. So I'm kind of afraid.
Secondary effects.
Yeah,
the side
yeah.
effects.
So it's hesitate sometimes to take the medication, but aspirin 1 a day at least. But overall,
Exercises.
of course, and eating healthy, like all of that, I've changed my lifestyle, and just seeing the doctor regularly.
And you mentioned about your mom. She's young. She's very
Yes,
young.
yeah, she had 2.
And you cannot
brain
even
tumors.
tell that she's having some problems.
No, well, I mean, she doesn't have problems now, but it's affected her in other ways with her health. But yeah, she's a blessing. So I'm so glad she's
she
overcome
is
her
so
own
nice.
challenges.
I had the opportunity to talk to her, and
Yeah.
she's very Puerto Rican.
Yes, she
right?
is.
When I talk to her, and you can immediately
Yeah.
understand the accent, because when you talk Spanish, you know like the accent
Yes.
from the country and everything.
Yeah.
So she's very nice. You're gonna say hi to her.
Okay.
All right. Let me ask you something else. How do you see yourself from now in 5 years or 10 years? Eventually, where do you wanna get? Because I mean, what else? You're a commissioner now.
So now that I'm elected, I look back and I feel like I wasted like 10 or 15 years that I could have started politics back then. But I do see myself continuing in being elected, being a leader. I'm not afraid to say something and fight for someone or people, if you will. So I don't see myself doing anything else right now but to keeping a voice.
I love it. And your company, of course, growing
Of
your
course,
company,
of
as
course.
you
It kind of all intertwines together.
Yes, I love it. What advice you can give all the audience that is watching this interview today?
Yes.
How they can, some tips perhaps that you can share with us on
Okay.
how to avoid mistakes, how to grow
Yeah.
the company, and even if they, you never know, people is trying to start the politician career.
Yeah.
So what advice you can give?
So I'm still learning myself. So I would say is don't procrastinate. Like I said, I would have liked to have started things sooner. But yeah, just have a support system. I believe I've been well balanced because of my faith. God has been my go-to person and my mom, and I'm very thankful for that. So I would definitely just your faith, support, and don't let your past define your future.
I love it, definitely. And during the interview, you also mentioned that one of the cause or reasons that you have the heart attack is because you were going through a lot of stress in your life.
Yes.
Have you learned how to manage the stress? Especially now that you are a commissioner, probably the stress is higher.
So I've learned to say no to a lot more things. I still have stress, obviously, with my kids and work and the city. It's always going to be there, but I've learned to either pray about it, maybe take a break here and there, but just say no, because I can't be and do everything everywhere. So that's helped me.
And do you get stressed anyway? Like, are you for things, or do you just try to ignore situations?
So that's been with growth and wisdom. I'd say back in the day, I'd be like, what am I gonna do? But now I'm just like, okay, it's out of my control. Let's just kind of like pivot and do whatever else we need to do to move forward.
Yeah, I see that in your personality.
Yeah.
You're very calm. You don't get,
My
upset.
kids may disagree with you.
Really? You do. Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like, right? But definitely stress is taking us, all over,
Yes.
every day.
Mhm.
I believe that the stress is in the morning, afternoon, night, because
Yeah.
especially if you are a mom and you work full time, you're a
Mhm.
mom, you need to take care of the house.
Mhm.
There's too many things that are happening. You need to make a lot of decisions. And then how you can balance that with all the stress that you have during
Sure.
the day. For example, in my case, I'm already thinking about what I'm gonna do with my daughter. She's in 8th grade, as you know.
Mhm.
And I have to already start planning and thinking about where she's gonna go for high school.
Yeah.
So, and it's crazy. I receive
Yeah.
messages every day from different moms like, do you know about this school? Do you know about the open house?
Yeah.
And I don't want to even think about that, but I have to because I don't want to be late for things. So
Sure.
these small things can
Mhm.
actually affect your day
Yeah.
or deal with situations every day at the office. So stress is taking,
Yeah.
not just to me, but everywhere.
If I can just share with you, because I've been there trying to figure out what's the best route for the kids for school, and then even having the community asking me where they should send their kid for school, I would say go to the school, meet the staff, see the surrounding, and make your decision that way. Don't just go based off what he says or she says, because you really want to feel it and see it yourself.
Absolutely.
I would
That's
definitely
very good
encourage you to
advice,
do that.
yes.
Mhm.
Until you don't go, you're not gonna. You have to have that feeling. You're
Agreed.
right, absolutely. And this advice is for everybody, like
Yeah.
in everything that you do, not just for the school, but in general, right, for business and everything. So I'm glad that you are having this business in social media. Like I said before, social media is now the trend. Everybody talks about that. And one more advice that I would like to hear from you is how you can avoid from negative publications or preventing from people making a viral content of what you say. You said that you need to be
Yes.
cautious of what you say.
Exactly.
So in general, what you should avoid saying.
That's a great question also. Being in politics, you're going to have your haters, if you will, or people that are looking to twist things, and I get that all the time. But I know myself. I know my truth. I believe my work speaks for itself. So whether or not there's going to be that negativity out there, the lies and the twisting of the truth, those that support me, those who know me, and again see my work, it speaks for itself. So I've learned to just let it go, pray about it. I have my worship music in the morning, and that really helps to just alleviate any stress or thoughts if I have negativity in my world.
Based on the knowledge that you have so far as a commissioner in the city, what programs would you recommend for small businesses to look at the city?
Okay, well, we have a small business academy, which I'm excited to. I've also been a part of getting that initiated. But if anyone is looking to learn more about Sunrise, how to start a business, or if you already have a business, how do you want to grow your business, we do have a small business academy opportunity where you can apply, and I think it's like a 5 or 6 weeks, and you just learn all the ins and outs and do's and don'ts of business in Sunrise.
Perfect. So final words, anything that you would like to share with us before we finish the interview?
Thank you for the opportunity. It's been great to get to know you and Al and the chamber. And I encourage anyone else who has a business, whether it's here in Sunrise, in the county, anywhere, it's global, right? Is to get involved. Networking is extremely important, and I really believe that's the way to grow and to build relationships.
Commissioner Guzman, it has been a pleasure having you at the show today. But also before we finish, I forgot to mention this is super important, okay? Be ready because Commissioner Guzman is going to be one of the recipients in our Women in Business Convention that's going to be this upcoming November. So if you want to meet in person, Commissioner Guzman, you cannot miss this event. I'm going to put in the credits, the information, visit our website. You can register for free to attend. We're going to have 3 days of convention, and she's going to be there sharing time with you, but especially we're going to be recognizing her for all her accomplishments. Thank you so much again. See you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.